Hey, this is Cole Cabana, and you are listening to the Angry Marks podcast. You are an Angry Mark, and you are listening to a podcast.
So, we have to send somebody out like, hey, get these guys to go longer and stall. We don't want to push the main event down. But that's what they wound up having to do. So finally they come, and, Davey kind of just comes in the building, and he's looking for the promoter. He makes eye contact with me, but doesn't say anything. He finds the promoter, he's like, all right, let's go talk out here. So Davey basically has a 115-pound promoter come out and be addressed by all four of these guys on his own. It wasn't until somebody from out front came into the back and was like, it sounds like it's getting pretty heated out there. You might want to get out there. And so I went out and stepped in at this point in time and listened to what was going on. And the whole time Davey he's very vocal about what's going on. He's like, no, we're going to get paid. You're going to pay us our money. Even if we don't wrestle, you're going to pay us our money, and so on and so forth. I mean, basically, these guys aren't leaving without their money, and if they don't get it, there's going to be physical violence. At one point, Davey says, I could call up my trainer. I could call up Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette would tell me it's okay to beat your ass for this. And at this point, I'm standing here, I'm just appalled. I'm not saying anything because it's not my company. But I also feel bad because I helped arrange all this, and I don't like how this is going. So finally we come to, the promoter gets him to come to the agreement. He's like, okay, well, here's this. Like, Tony was scheduled to go on first and open the show, and he wasn't here for it. The students match, it's over and done with, the match that he would have been in. He's like, the only two that we could salvage would be you guys. He's like, will you two go in and wrestle these two guys in a tag match for this amount of money? It all gets agreed upon. At this point in time, the promoter actually looks at Tony and says, Tony, I want to apologize if you felt disrespected by anything that I said. Obviously, we were both heated and we both exchanged things, but I in no way was trying to disrespect you, which is one of those things these guys were claiming their justification for pocketing the money and running was that they were disrespected. Obviously, I was privy to everything that was going on. I don't feel anybody was disrespected in the sense that they were trying to make it. If you really wanted to dig into it, maybe the way he canceled them disrespected it, but maybe the fact that they're supposed to be professionals, but they openly say they're late to every show they go to. That's disrespectful. You can't be a professional and just be late all the time.
Right.
And so, that happens. So they get their gear and they come in and they're changing. And, so this is very last minute. They push the main event down. They're like, hey, guys, just run a little late. These guys are going to change. We'll go out and work a tag. Whatever. I wrestled Davey. The night before. I was very comfortable being in the ring with him. I'm very comfortable being in the ring with a lot of people. So I just walked up and I'm like, look, we don't have a lot of time to put this together. So let's just do it this way. I'll take the heat. You guys beat the crap out of me. I'll fire back. I know what to do. He'll take the hot tag. We'll go to a finish and call it good. Oh, okay. Then Davey goes, well, who's going over? So I look at Jeremy. I'm like, Jeremy, who's up? And he goes, well, you guys up. And I go, okay. All right, Davey, we're up. So, we'll do the falls from last night. We'll make it a finish. Something really simple, something easy. There was no time to go into trying to put together an elaborate wrestling match. And so, all that's happening. These guys get dressed, and I didn't notice it at the time, and I keep kicking myself for the fact that I didn't notice it when I did. But I noticed Tony taking bags out, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. Like, these guys demanded their money up front. I figured they would wrestle and leave. That's why they wanted it up front. They didn't really want to dilly-dally around, and, that's understandable. So as we put this all together, get it done, the first guy, Derek Cornell's music hits, he goes out. All right, he's in the ring, my music hits, and my music's going, we're letting the intro run, the crowd's getting into it. Next thing you know, I didn't hear this said, but somebody else heard Davey say, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, my wrist tape. And he walks out the door. As I'm like, all right, well, I'm ready to go out. I turn around and say, hey, I'll see you guys out there. I turn around, and all I see is Kyle O'Reilly just hoofing it out the door. And obviously, I'm like, oh, this isn't right. And the next thing you know, somebody comes in front, I'm like, those guys just left. So they had the car out there running and waiting for him with either the student or Tony in the driver's seat. I'm not sure who it was, but they got their money ahead of time, and, they bolted out the door with the money. And, as a lot of people blew up on Facebook and Twitter and things like that, these guys just made light of the entire situation and, calling themselves Team Bandit and liking all the posts on Facebook about, stealing the money and running and, and things of that nature. And, as I went out there to try and wrestle a match against a good friend of mine, the only thing I could think of is how disgraceful it is to even be associated with these guys and how disrespected I was because I put all this together. And, it was like, it's kind of a Markish analogy, but, how everybody got upset when Hogan turned heel? It was like their image of this guy was shattered. Like, these were people that I looked up to and people that I respected, and it was just like a heel turn. It was like a swift kick in the nuts. Like, these guys just robbed my friends, and they disrespected me, and it just, I couldn't have it. The match was over. I picked up that microphone and I just let it fly. I meant everything I said, and I don't think I could ever again respect any of those men.